everybody, this is Connie with Connie's Crafty Corner, and as usual, I'm still getting myself together for this video. I just want to come on here and share a few of my sewing whips that I've got going on for you guys. As y'all know, I love crafting of all kinds, and crochet was my first ever crafting that I learned to do when I was about 8 or 9 years old by my dad's mother. And it really wasn't much. I just learned to chain and maybe single crochet, just little stuff like that. And I didn't pick it up again for many, many years until I was, about a preteen or so, teenager, whatever. And then just did a little bit and didn't follow patterns or anything like that. But my first love was always sewing. I love to sew, and I've sewn many of my children's clothes, and I've sewn a lot of my clothing. I've sewn a lot of things for my home, and I used to love quilt making. And and the odd thing of it is I made my daughter a little quilt for daycare, or no, kindergarten, I think it was, when they have their naps, but I've never actually made a quilt specifically targeted toward my children. So I hope that's a goal of mine in the next year or so, is to do that. Now, I did make a quilt probably back, gosh, Sarah was in high school and she's 26. That's the last quilt I ever made, and she loved it so much and helped me lay out all the blocks that I ended up giving it to her for Christmas. So, but I want to make something that's intentional for those two. And then my grandchildren, I've not even made Rowan a quilt yet. But I wanted to share some of the quilts that I've got works in progress. I get that what's it called? Oh gosh, hold on. So it's a subscription box, and I've told you guys about it, and I will link it down below. It's from the Fat Quarter Shop. And I've gotten 3 of them, and I've made 2 of the quilts fronts already, and I've already showed them to you, but I'm gonna show them to you real quick again because they're still works in progress. Let me show you the first one. I have got a terrible situation here of where to show things. This was the first one that I did, and I've already showed this to you guys, but I'll do it to you real quick just to remind you. This was the first one. That was the first one, and that's not too good, but I'm gonna show you a little picture to show you what it looks like finished. Let me get the next one. This was the second one I finished. So all I got left to do is get them quilted. I don't have the backing for the one with the house on it. Let me get seated, y'all. But I do have backing for the first one that I showed you, and I've got the binding, and let me show you those right quick. This is the first one that I showed you. And these are only available in that box that you get every month. They're exclusive to the box. So I don't know if they'll come back out later and sell the patterns later. I don't really know, but this is the binding that I've got to go with it, to go around this quilt right here. And then the backing fabric I've got is in my hand, and it's this right here. I think that's beautiful. I love it. I love the colors. Now, whether I keep up with these boxes, so far I've done 2 out of the 3 that I've received, but I've started on 2 other projects. I'm in sewing just like I am in crochet and knitting. I have many projects going on at the same time, but I'm going to try to really get these done in the next 2 weeks. And the reason I say the next 2 weeks, because normally on the weekend I could finish up a quilt. I think I'm going to go see Mama on Saturday, so I'll be very busy this weekend. But that's 2 of the works in progress I've got going on. And this is the 3rd box, the fabric and the finishing kit that you can buy separately. I don't have all the stuff for the box. I went ahead and opened it during those 2 weeks I was gone, and I put everything up, and I have no idea what it all come in it. It was a very good box. It had an iron cleaner. It had a quilting ruler. I think it was a 4-inch ruler. It's one of those creative grids that have the little roughness on the back, so they stick real good when you try. If any of you sew and use a rotary cutter, you know what I'm talking about. It had the fabric pack, which is this one. And this is Sunnyside by Camellia y'all. I'm not even going to try it. But see if you can see her name there. I know you probably can. I'm sorry. But this is the pattern that came with. And these are all really beginner friendly. If any of you guys at all are interested in learning to quilt, I would suggest even going back and buying one of the back. They do have boxes that, you know, they didn't all sell out. And the April one was the one that I showed you with the flowers. And the house was the May. And this one's the June. Out of the two, the May, the one with the house on it, which is May, was easier just because it had less pieces to cut out. So, but anyway, and this is the finishing kit that you have to buy separately, and it costs about as much as the box or sometimes a little bit more. It comes with the background fabric, which is the lighter color fabric, and it comes with the accent, which is that green color. Let's see if you can see. Y'all, I made such a crinkle mess in my last video. I hate to do this to y'all again, but let me pull it out because this green doesn't show up good through the pack. Is that green right there. It's got like a navy stripe in it. And then this is the binding, is this dark blue. If I don't keep this in the pack, y'all, I'll forget what it's for. That right there. So I think that's a pretty quilt. I love it. I am going to do this one for sure. But I've got to finish those other two first. I've got 5 quilts in progress right now, and I cannot do that. That's just too many. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys that. And this is the backing fabric for that one that I got. And unfortunately, you do have to buy the finishing kit and the backing fabric separately. That's why I think I'm not going to complete all of them, because it's not cheap. You know, quilting fabrics are not real cheap. And I've already got enough to be working on for right now. So, but I do want to show you the other 2 that I've got. No, I've got 3. 1 I hadn't started and 2 I've started. But 1 is their block of the month, and it's the designer mystery. They always have a mystery block of the month going on. And this was block number 1. And I have gotten it completed. Let me pull it out here. And they send you the fabrics to make each block. And I feel like I'll have enough left over for like a crafty tote bag like I did with the Halloween fabrics I had left over, or have enough to save for a scrap quilt or something like that, because they do give you generous cuts. But this was the first block that I finished. So my other one has shipped, so I'm excited. I'm going to make sure, if I don't get anything else done, to get these done monthly before my next one comes, because I really don't want to get behind on this, because I can let things like that build up and never finish them, y'all. So that's my other quilt I've got going on. Like I say, it's the Designer Mystery Block of the Month. And this is all from Fat Quarter Shop. And here's the backing fabric that I ordered to go with it. I'm sorry there's such a glare. So, and this makes a quilt that will be... I think it told me, but I can't remember. I don't know, to be honest with you. But anyway, let me show you the other quilt that I've got started. And what this one was a block of the month that had already run its course, and they had kits left over. And I had seen several people finish the kit, and I thought, oh, I love that. First, I'm going to show you these boxes. These are the ArtBins, and I got them on sale at Joann's. It says ArtBin right there, and I think this was the 12 by 12, like you could keep scrapbook paper in, and they're a little thicker, and they're perfect for keeping quilting projects or crochet or knitting, sewing projects, anything in. I love them, and I've got 4, and I'm determined I'm not going to have any more uncompleted quilt tops than what I can keep in these things. But we'll see how that goes. This is the one I hadn't started, but let me go ahead and show you the one where I bought the whole quilt kit. Oh, it's heavy. I'm sorry. Ugh. I'm going to quit saying I'm sorry, y'all. I know that's a problem. I don't know why I do it. It's a habit. I can't help it. I think it's part of just being Southern. You feel guilty for everything you do. I don't know if that's all Southern people, but it's me. I always feel like I've not done enough. You know what I mean? But this one is the Bliss Quilt Kit. And as you can see, I've got the cards to finish all the blocks, okay? And I've already got 5 of these completed. And this has been a really good beginner quilt too, because I got all these done in just a day and a half, I guess. And y'all gotta understand, when I get something done that quick, it can be probably completed in half the time for anybody else, because I'm just all over the place. I'll stop for a little bit and go watch a YouTube video, or I'll stop and go fold clothes. I have a hard time just sitting and doing one thing for a long time. So, but let me show you some of the fabrics that come with this one, because they send you all the fabrics to start. And I think this is the same fabric line as that Camille girl that I can't say her name. But I just save, you know, all my little pieces once I cut out, because you got to use them for the whole quilt. By Fig Tree and Company. Okay, that's who made the quilt. I'll show you some of the patterns I've already finished. But here's some of the fabrics. Okay. As y'all can tell, I love the Fat Quarter Shop. She has a YouTube channel, and I just like listening to them and watching them. But I've quit watching them because it makes me want to buy all this stuff that you see that I've bought. And I've got to get it under control. So, but here's the ones I have completed so far. Now, this was block number 5. And here's a little bit of, you know, just this is how the cards come, okay? And because it was a block of the month, it's a mystery, so you don't see how it's going to finish. But this was block number 5. This one. The colors are not showing up as pretty as they are in person. And here's the card for number 4. It doesn't really show you anything, so I won't keep showing you those. But this is block number 4. And this is number 3. And this is number 2. I've got to get back on this because I think there's 12, and I could get this thing finished pretty quick if I just get on it. And this is block number 1, which was by far the hardest for me, and I don't know why. I think it's because I don't know all the shortcuts of doing like the half square triangles and all the stuff that people do. So I go the old school where you draw the little line and then you sew and then you do the trimming and all that stuff. But here's the block number 1, which is by far my least favorite block of all of them. But that's okay. It's going to be pretty once it gets all done, because I've kind of seen it because I saw the completed quilt as they were doing it. And I just fell in love with the colors, and I fell in love with the whole vibe of the quilt. And getting back into quilting, I got real excited about it. And I thought, oh, I want that whole kit so I can do all that. And at the time when I ordered it, I had no idea these little sewing boxes would have a quilt pattern that you finish, that you can, you know, it gives you the what am I trying to say? I call it the colorful fabric to do part of the quilt, but then you got to buy the finishing kit stuff. I didn't know I'd fall in love with those, and I've already gotten 2 quilt tops done. So, but I'm not ordering any more quilt kits until I finish these. But I do have one that I haven't started, and I'm going to show you. Let me get all this put back in. I love having this little box because it helps me keep everything together. Because I tell you, I bought a ruler. It's been probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe 4. I don't remember. And I still haven't found it. I got it, put it in here, rearranged my entire room, and now I've lost it. And I know I've seen it, and I know I put it up somewhere, but I don't know where I put it, y'all. So, but this one is a mystery. Ugh, wow, some of these boxes can get heavy. It's the Evergreen Mystery Roll-Along Quilt Kit. And when you order these, it comes backing, binding, everything. And this comes, it's called the Evergreen Mystery Quilt Along. And it comes with the background and borders, the tree print, the accent tree print. It comes with a layer cake, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like a 10-inch squares of fabric. And I think there's usually like 42 prints or something like that. You can see the layer cake kind of right in there. And there's the other fabrics. Now, this is a smaller kit. quilt. This is a smaller quilt. And this is probably really good for someone beginning quilting, because you get everything in a one-stop kit, and it makes a quilt that's like 37 by 37 or something like that. It's not really big, so you can fit it under your machine to quilt it real easily compared to some of these bigger quilts that I've got here. So, but I got this, and that's all the quilting projects I've got going on. Now, unanimously, everybody said the blue would look better, and you can see that I haven't got it in yet, but I'm going to do it as soon as I turn the camera off because I'm excited. And I forgot that I haven't even sewn the lining down in the bottom. You see that? I've got to sew that, and I do hand sew that usually, and then I'm going to top stitch down the little lining inside so it won't roll up, so it'll be nice and flat. But I love this little bag. I can't wait to see what the drawstring looks like in it. And when I make a video, the next video, I promise it will be finished and I'll show you guys. But anyway, that's all I've got going on. And I still haven't shown y'all the big, huge purchase that I made. I'm a little nervous about showing y'all guys, because I think that people, you know, you work hard and you save your money and you don't buy a lot of stuff throughout the year. I don't buy, y'all see what I wear. I wear old concert t-shirts, I wear Walmart t-shirts, and I wear clothes I've had for years and years, unless they've just gotten too little. I just don't spend a lot of money. I get my hair cut maybe once a year. I have the same makeup until it just absolutely wears out. You know, I don't spend a lot. I'm not a high maintenance woman, is what I'm trying to say. And my husband and I always spend money on toys, you know. And like I say, every few years, and I told y'all guys in my last video that it was every 5, 6, 7 years. You know, I think back, and this would be the only second huge purchase that we've made, because earlier in our lives, we had no money. We were raising kids. We were, you know, we sent them, one of them to college completely. The other one got help through his work. Paid for 2 weddings. I mean, we've done everything for our kids, and now we're enjoying the fruits of our labor to do things for ourselves. But I'm going to show y'all in the next video. And I had somebody guess 8 Smiley Lady. Yeah, I'm terrible remembering names, but you know I know who you are. I think you know what I got, but it's not what you're thinking. But you had that was a good guess, because you haven't told me what you guessed, but I know what you're talking about. But anyway, I know I don't have to explain my purchases to people, but for some reason, I just feel embarrassed whenever I spend money on myself. I've been that way my whole life, and I think it's just hard sharing things with other people, because I want everybody to have everything they want, and I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, she's got that, and you know, I want it, and how dare, you know, some people are that way, like my beloved sisters. It's been a week with those two, but anyway. Well, one of them really, the other one, long story, that's another video. And I'm not going to say anything, because I don't think they watch my videos, but I don't want to hurt their feelings. But I will have another video out this week to reveal the crazy thing I bought myself. And I know that that's ridiculous that I'm being this way. But in that video will be the giveaway that I talked about. And I'm probably going to have several. I have some that are just really big boxes of yarn, but when I say big boxes, I'm talking too heavy. So I'm gonna have to break it down to do more than a couple giveaways, because shipping's just gotten ridiculous, you guys. But anyway, I appreciate y'all listening to me ramble, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Oh, I did want to say this. My husband and I decided while we were in Florida last week that we were gonna cut sugar, white flour, all the good stuff out of our diets, because he's gained some weight, not as much as me, and I've gained a tremendous amount of weight, and I feel like I've got a lot of inflammation in my joints, and I feel like this would be a good thing healthy-wise for me. Now, I know I'm overweight, and y'all don't see all the mess going on down here all the time, but I know that I'm overweight, but I'm very comfortable with myself. You know, I know I've got a husband that loves me. I love myself. It doesn't bother me, but I don't feel good anymore. And it's time just to do something about it. So y'all say a little prayer for me, because I'm not a huge meat eater, chicken, seafood. I like vegetables and starches. That's just what I love. And of course, I'm going to be eating a lot of vegetables. And we're not doing a complete elimination diet. We're just cutting back on the things that is refined more than anything. So I still feel good today. It's my second day doing it. I feel really good. But I did Atkins one time, and I'm not being that strict, but I did Atkins one time, y'all. And this was probably 25 years ago, at least. Maybe, yeah, because probably about, I was working at the hospital probably about 18 years ago. And by day 3, y'all, I was on the couch, thought I was dying from with sugar and weed and all the good stuff, withdrawal. It like to have killed me. So I know at my age, because I was in my 30s then, there is no way, y'all, I could stick to that now and sustain my life, because I can't do that anymore. I'm not as healthy as I was then, but anyway, I keep looking off to the side. I have such a short attention span, y'all. I am so sorry, but I really went through quick with all this. But as I finish things, I will show them to you. And somebody mentioned wanting this. As soon as I finish it, I'll let you know. So, and like I say, I don't remember your name, but I know you when I see your name. Heck, I can't remember half my family members' names sometimes. I am terrible with it. But you guys have a great day. And if I come on here next time and I'm sluggish and acting like I have no energy, it's because it's lack of sugar. I'm telling you, it does make a difference. But I know I'll feel better in the long run. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.